The beauty of festivals. Filipinos heartily value traditions. Aside from being hospitable and friendly, religious practices like fiestas and festivities influence all year-round celebrations. Knowingly known religious, Filipinos dedicate fiestas to their different patron saints in their respective towns, cities, and provinces. The word fiesta meant festival, specifically in Spanish, a festivity that the Spaniards heavily influenced. According to Spanish missionaries, when they arrived and propagated Catholicism, they have proven that the celebrations effectively teach Filipinos about the Roman Catholic faith. They anticipated that Filipino would be drawn to these kinds of festivals, which are still practiced today. Despite the Spanish influences, Spaniard scholars Antonio Pigafetta, Miguel de Luarca, and missionary Pedro Chirino acknowledge that Filipinos were already accustomed to feasts and celebrations before colonialism. The sole reason for fiestas is to honor patron saints in Roman Catholicism influenced by Spain. However, as time has passed, Filipinos commemorate not only religious festivals, but also cultural festivals without patron saints or honoring them. Filipino festivals also celebrate Islamic and indigenous concepts. Festivals help local products be known internationally and locally. It helps local farmers and producers to market their products to tourists. There are over 42,000 known major and minor festivals in the Philippines, and about 100 different fiestas are celebrated every year. Festivals in the Philippines are common as tourist attractions. They hold festivals as grand as possible, intriguing and attracting foreigners to visit the country. Here are 5 of the Philippines' most awaited festival celebrations. Number 1. Feast of the Black Nazarene. The Feast of the Black Nazarene is celebrated annually on January 9 of each year. It commemorates the transfer of the figure of Nuestro Padre Señor Jesús de Nazareno, also known as Jesus the Black Nazarene, from Luneta to Quiapo in Manila. The translation from the Spanish word passage or movement, procession is the most famous practice and the highlight of the feast. Devotees walk barefoot ahead of and behind the life-size image of Jesus Christ carrying the cross. Another part of the celebration is the ritual pahalik, where they kiss the Black Nazarene's image. Others also try to touch or wipe their handkerchief on it. The icon, a dark-colored image of Christ bent under the weight of a heavy cross, in which thousands and hundreds of Filipinos gather around it as they believed that by taking part in the event, they could receive healing, have their prayers answered, or encounter miracles. Number 2. Flores de Mayo. From the Spanish words Flowers of May is a festival held in the month of May. The festival is devoted to the Blessed Virgin Mary that lasts for an entire month. A procession called Santa Cruzan, Festival of the Holy Cross, is a religious historical beauty pageant hosted in numerous cities, towns, and even small villages around the Philippines in May. It's one of the most colorful May festivals around, a commemoration of the finding of the Holy Cross in Jerusalem by Saint Helena, mother of Constantine the Great. After the parade, all of the youngsters participate in a pabitin, which acts as a culminating activity. Pabitin is a physical game in which players attempt to pick up objects from bamboo sticks hung above their heads, as someone pulls the bamboo stick up and down repeatedly until the items are gone. The Spanish conquerors introduced the Filipino custom of the Queen of May festivities, which is more than 100 years old and still highly appreciated today. Number 3. Pahiyas Festival. From the word payas, which means to decorate, Pahiyas Festival in Lucban is one of the most colorful and vibrant festivals in the Philippines. It is annually celebrated on the 15th month of May. The festival is dedicated to honoring the patron saint of farmers, San Isidro Labrador. It is held to give their thanks for the bountiful harvest they received. The whole town partakes in these festivals, and part of Pahiyas celebration is the decoration of the Filipinos outside their houses by using their harvests. This tradition started way back on the 15th century, and their decorations usually consist of fresh produce, vegetables, fruits, longanisa or smoked sausage, which is famous in Lukban, and kipings or rice water. The Pahiyas Festival includes cultural shows, trade fairs, art displays, and varied contests. Number 4. Panagbenga Festival. Celebrated at the summer capital of the Philippines, Panagbenga Festival blooms like how spring comes. The word Panagbenga comes from a Kankanay, indigenous people of northern Philippines term which means a season for blossoming, a time for flowering. Panagbenga is a flower festival that reflects Cordilleran's history, traditions, culture, and values. It is commemorated every February when most of the flowers are in full bloom. They demonstrate their creativity by causing large flower floats that will paraded through Baguio streets during the Grand Float Parade. Along with this, the residents, primarily students, conduct vibrant and cultural street dances while wearing colorful costumes with some traditional clothes of the tribes in the north. Panagbenga lasts for about a month, and everything around you would be filled with giant flower decorations and real garden arrangements, making that place colorful and alive. Number 5. Sinulog Festival. Sinulog Festival or Santo Niño Festival is an annual religious and cultural festival celebrated in Cebu every third Sunday of January for 9 consecutive days. It is well known for its street celebrations, both before and during the festival, and first of the most known festivals in the Philippines. Sinulog is derived from the term sulog, which means like water current movement, and describes the Sinulog dance's forward-backward flowing movement steps. Their dance sings with a beat of the drums that mimic the current of rivers in Cebu. The Grand Street Parade, in what many people anticipate, gigantes floats, puppeteers, colorful masks, and costumes would fill the street. The parade starts around 9 or 8 in the morning, and on Sunday night, they display fireworks. Sinulog Festival is one of the most significant events in the Philippines' religious history since it paved the way for the country's Roman Catholicism. Cebu was the first Spanish settlement in the Philippines, in which explorer Portuguese Ferdinand Magellan planted a wooden cross, Magellan's Cross as of today, upon his arrival, indicating Roman Catholicism's arrival in the country. They worship Santo Niño, or a representation of child Jesus. It goes back in the past, for Ferdinand Magellan gave a statue of it to the Raja of Cebu, which also represents adherence to Roman Catholicism among Filipinos. Cebu has been regarded as the cradle of Christianity. Cebu City is renowned as the Queen City of the South, since it is one of the country's prosperous cities. International and local tourists visit them often. Cebu is rich in foods offered, colorful festivities, and tourist attractions. The festival's highlight is not only the experience during the celebration, but also the food present. Filipinos celebrate it in a large banquets, bringing Filipinos closer together. In towns and local barrios, another Filipino tradition that many Filipinos want is the budol fight. It is a military practice of eating a meal without any cutlery and dishes. Instead, people prefer to kamayan, eating with a hand. The term fight in budol fight alludes to the process of grabbing and eating as much as a soldier can before others do so. Otherwise, there will be none left. Food in budol fights is served on top of a table lined with banana leaves, and if there are leftovers, Filipinos tend to do pabalot or to pack foods to be taken at home or eating during the trip. It is either put into plastic labo or Tupperwares. After a long day, you'll appreciate ready-to-eat meals on hand for your trip home.